Hey, it's your boy Alpha Sports Room. We gotta talk about it. Brandon Ingram, that boy different. The thing is, I've been talking about Brandon Ingram for a while, like for years now, because of his mid-range game. I feel like anyone who masters the mid-range game is going to dominate basketball, period. And he's one of those people who mastered it in college, very early on in his career, and that's why he was drafted so high. Now, Brandon Ingram literally scored the game winner on Toronto Raptors in Siakam's face. Another slim reaper, another slim, tall guy in his grill. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got right to his spot, and I knew he was going to get to his spot too, because that's right there his spot. And he's always on that left side of the mid range. Like, that's really his like go to right there at that spot. But it was pretty interesting if you look at him before it all happened, right? When Jacopo blocked the shot, he put his fingers up in the air and waved his fingers like Matumbo. Then he casually walks to get the ball. Like he ain't even run. Like, I mean, that is the calmest person I've ever seen in a game winning situation. And that's the person you need to have you need with the ball in your hand, especially with how elite he is at the mid range game. To have that type of calmness, that kind of fluidity, right? He got right into his set and it was perfectly timed. And we just got to give him his flowers because a lot of people do not give him his flowers. He is one of the most underrated players in our game. When he's healthy, he's a top 10 player, in my opinion. This is my strongest opinion. He's averaging 21, 5, and 3 off 48 shots. And that's literally just coming off injury not too long ago, right? A couple weeks ago. So, mind you, the only reason why I'm saying this is because Brandon Ingram, when you put him in the right situation, right, he can lead your team to wins. As you look at the Pelicans now, the Pelicans is even worse. You know why? Because they don't have Brandon Ingram. When Brandon Ingram was there, they were somewhat watchable. They won some games. They're not 3-19. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he won an All-Star as well. So when you look at him, he got 26 points, 8 rebounds against the Pacers. And the Pacers are absolutely horrific right now because they're obviously injury riddled. But the matchup is why I'm impressed. Siakam, BI, that's supposed to, naturally a taller defender that's also athletic and can move. Is supposed to stop a player of that caliber, but it's not. It's not stopping BI because over the last 4 or 5 games, they've been first of all winning every single game, and I'm trying to explain to people that when you put him in a situation where he's surrounded by all defenders, mind you, the Toronto Raptors have been trying to get Kevin Durant for like the past decade, right? And the Toronto Raptors to me is basically the Slim Reapers team, basically the Slim Reapers uh warehouse. And basically they have all of these Slim Reaper 6'10", 6'9" guys that could do literally all, right? And instead of getting the Slim Reaper Kevin Durant, they got the actual Slim Reaper, someone who came in the league skinnier than Kevin Durant. And literally he did it. He shot the shot, the game winner, right in front of Glorilla's face. And I knew once he was dating Glorilla, I knew he was gonna go off because Brandon Ingram is quiet. And he's one of those quiet dudes that's quiet and work hard. If you know anything about what teammates said about Brandon Ingram, right? He's one of those people that is in the gym like a madman. He's a gym rat, and he works on his game. He perfects his game at the ultimate level, and that's why I think in that game-winning situation, if we could slow it down, right? Let's go through each step because the first thing I notice, a lot of times he gets into his set with basically between the legs, right? Most mid-range dribblers get in between the legs and then size up, right? So to me, he already knew where he was gonna go. Now I'm surprised that Siakam haven't like didn't read the basically player personnel. How you don't know that he's gonna go into his sweet spot at that time? That's literally the same move that he does every single game. So the calm, He literally walks to the ball at the half court line. That's the crazy part, right? And I'm thinking the whole time he's gonna get a backcourt violation. Like he's trying to give him the ball, right? And notice how every player got out of his way. Everybody knows this guy works hard. This is what he's gonna do. But to me, how are you a defender and you don't study the players' personnel, like what they actually do? You know, every single time Bi is going to that left side. I watch Bi a lot. I know he's going to that left side, right? That's his sweet spot right there. And Siakam act like he was gonna drive to the lane. Bi is long and he can literally get to the rim really easily, but game winning situation, he's gonna do what he's comfortable. And that's shooting that shot. To me, that was cold. That was ice, and that's why the Toronto Raptors is second in the East right now. Second in the East because of that, and I think it has a lot to do with the way the team is actually built. I actually like this Toronto Raptors team out of all the teams they had because it fits their mode, their aesthetics, right? Toronto as a city has a lot of different races, right? But the blacks that's most likely there are African blacks, and they're all tall, right? And they have basically that same mode, right? They build a bunch of Slim Reapers on each side. Like nobody is like a tiny Fred Van Vliet, no tiny Jalen Brunsons. We don't got no midgets on the Toronto Raptors. Everybody's giant, and that's why I like that. Giant can defend and long, right? Notice how most of the times people in certain type of game time situations, a lot of times people move quickly, right? Run to the ball, get the ball, right, and kind of rush their shots. I'm just extremely impressed of how patient. I mean, absolutely patient. It's almost like, bro, it's five. It's not even how many seconds did he start before he started driving? It was like 3 seconds to 4 seconds. He started to drive before he got to his shot. Then, right then and there, to me, Siakam guarded that pretty good because he's obviously long. But Brandon Ingram has great lift on that shot. And like I said, he is a crazy gym rat. Any of his teammates, all of his teammates, has always said he is one of the craziest gym rats. And that's why he made that shot. But shout out Glorilla, still in courtside. I knew once he had Glorilla as his girl, I knew he was gonna go crazy because he's a quiet, chill dude. But like I feel like Glow adds that fire because he's a fiery player when he's on the court. His game talks more shit than him, to me, in my opinion. That's why have you seen that viral video where he's basically throwing the water bottle on the ground? He's so pissed. Brandon Ingram takes the game very seriously. That's why when he made the game winner, all the emotions came out and all that stuff. Like he has one of the to me one of the most purest passions of the game, and he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't talk. He just hoops. And people like that is always going to win in high pressure situations because they focus and let their game do the talking. So shout out BI. Gotta show BI some love, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. This Alpha Sports Room, man. We back with another banger, man.